Okay, so welcome back to RoboCup. Right now we're preparing for the semifinals. Zunlicht will be playing against RoboSyn, and the winner will then play in the grand final against Tigers Mannheim. So stay tuned for the exciting upcoming matches, and yeah, see you in 13 minutes.
So, hello and welcome everyone to the last day of RoboCup 2025 here in Salvador, Brazil. So the upcoming match is the semifinal, or is a semifinal of RoboCup SSL, and it will be held between the Chinese team Junlicht and Brazilian team Robosyn. So the game will probably start soon. It's not my name. So, until this game starts, I would want to give you some information about the teams. Let's start with Robosyn, because it's the younger team. Roboteam was founded in 2015, so it's a pretty young team. And the first RoboCup they participated in, I think was 2021, the virtual tournament, where they got a third place in their division. I don't think that the virtual tournament was divided into divisions, I'm not sure, but they got the third place. Yeah, well, after Tigers and Air Force, so it was not divided, obviously. Then the second RoboCup was 2022, where they already got a first place in their division, Division B. And 2023 the same, also a first place, so they're already 2 world champions in Division B so far. And then in 2024 they switched from Division B to Division A, where they still got a very impressive 4th place as an upcoming Division A team. In total they already got 33 awards, which includes of course the wins of local tournaments and side awards, besides the main tournament. And during this competition here, Robosyn had quite the impressive game so far. They're really strong team, and they even won against Junlicht 1-0 in their first match. So quite the dangerous team. So then to Junlicht. Junlicht was founded in 2003, and their first competition was in 2004, so they're a really old team, actually. They got, among other titles, they got, I think, 4 first places in 2018, 19, 13, and 14. So they're already 4 times world champion in SSL. And since during Corona, of course, they didn't participate, and after that they had a small break. But in 2023 they joined SSL once again, and immediately got a 2nd place there. So RoboCup Bordeaux 2023 2nd place, as well as RoboCup Eindhoven 2024 also a 2nd place. So they're currently the vice world champion of RoboCup SSL in Division A. So also a very impressive and long-running team. And I think their university also has a humanoid league, by the way. So I think the game will start very soon. Yes, with a kickoff by Robosyn. Robosyn with the white covers and Junlicht with the black ones. So Junlicht being the yellow team with a yellow dot in the center of their top And Robosin with a blue dot. Oh, first attack already on the goal here. It's immediately after the kickoff. Okay, and now the game shifted towards the goal from Junlik, but no dangerous situation so far for Junlik. I think Robosin with 11 robots. 11. Yes, Robosin with 11 robots, and Junlik probably also with 11 robots. 6. Yes. So both teams currently playing with the maximum allowed number of robots. Once again, an attack on the goal of Junlik, and actually a goal shot by Robosin. They managed to evade the defenders and have a goal shot, although in the wrong direction, but still bit too dangerous probably for Junlik team members right now. So ball placement for Junlik, they succeeded in doing so. So they get the goal kick. And now a ball placement by Robosin after the Junlik bot kicked the ball out of the touchlines, that is the long sidelines of the playing field. And they succeeded, so throw in for them. Oh, and the dangerous situation here once again in front of the goal, greatly defended by Junlik defender. But and a great position to continue the game for Robosin. A lot of fans here in the venue, Of course, cheering for Robosin being a Brazilian team. Oh. Ball cleared by the goalkeeper from Junlik. Now in the close to the defense area of Robosin. But Robots making a wall, an undefeatable wall here. I'd say the game is currently very balanced, with maybe Robosin currently a bit dominating. Let's see if that holds up for the remainder of the first half, which is 3.5 minutes. Also in the chat, I think people are cheering for Robosin, so also fans not only at the local at the venue but also in the chat. So Junlik also with now their first yellow card, so they're only allowed to have 10 robots on the playing field at max. So they probably already removed one. Yes. So now maybe an attack by Junlik on the goal of Robosin. A bit few robots there, but they still manage to get closer to the defense area, and a shot, but greatly defended once again by Robosin bots. So now I think a goal shot would probably be for Robosin, because I think Junlik kicked the ball out of the goal lines. That is the small. That is the small lines. And I think some parts maybe on the field. Parts on the field, of course, have to be removed immediately, because otherwise robots might drip over them or even suck them up into their electronics and maybe short something. So it's very dangerous to have especially metallic parts on the playing field. So it seems to be from Junlik. So Junlik will probably get a foul for that, because dropping parts should be a foul. What it was a O-ring, I don't know how to call that in English, but an O-ring from the wheels. the Omni wheels, which are special wheels which can not only move in the direction they're oriented at, but perpendicular to that with the small sub wheels. So in one of the sub wheels, it seemed to have lost an O-ring. So I don't understand the 199 in the chat here. So now the game continues with a power play for Robertson. The yellow card still being active for Junlik, probably for around 1 minute and 45 seconds here. Robertson starting an attack on the goal. But they miss that opportunity, I think. Yeah, I think they kicked the ball out from via the goal line. So goal kick for Junlik now, if they manage to place the ball, which I'm confident that they will. So let's see if Junlik manages to start a counter-attack. It's a small duel here. Robertson does not like that idea. They want that ball exactly where it is, in the half of Junlik. And a missed pass there for Junlik. So ball placement. And Junlik raised a challenge flag, it seems. I'm not sure due to which decision by the referee. But they want to challenge a previous decision by the referee. So Robertson now also with a yellow card. So both teams now at a maximum allowed number of robots of 10. And a bit less than 2 minutes and 30 left to play in the first half. So the referees seem to discuss about the challenge flag. Until they're finished, I want to explain to everyone who was not yet in any of the streams or doesn't know about our league how everything works. So we are playing, so in this league, the small size league, we're playing soccer with robots. So we also have teams of 11 players each, and we play with a golf ball, so orange golf ball. The robots are controlled by computers and detected via cameras, so they have a pattern on top of them, so the cameras can detect it. So you see that pattern in the stream. It consists of 5 dots, with a center dot being the team color, yellow or blue, and the 4 outer dots denoting the player number. So the cameras detect it, send it to the team computers, and those run an artificial intelligence which evaluates the positions of the robots and then decides what to do with them. So maybe they see a gap in the defense of the opponent and decide to move the robots there and pass there, whatever, and they usually send that, or they all send it via radio back to the robots, and those ideally do exactly what they are told to do. Without the central processing units, the robots are quite dumb, which could has been seen during a power shortage yesterday, where all robots stood. No, where during the Robo Dragons match, that is, where the software of Robo Dragons always crashed and all the robots stood still. So the robots themselves don't do much except for driving to the places where they should drive to. Most of the teams, I think, the robots don't even know where they're standing at. So, but some teams, at least their robots know where they are at on the playing field and get like a target point. Of course, their hardware and software is developed by the teams, so this is not a standard platform, unlike some other platforms at RoboCup. The teams have like software and mechanic and electronics departments, which entirely develop all the electronic circuit boards and the mechanic parts, I guess. Yes. And of course, they also develop their own artificial intelligence. There are teams like Tigers Mannheim, which will play in the final, where they're already qualified for the finals at 12:30? 12:30 local Brazilian time. They already qualified for the finals yesterday. And they, for example, publish everything. So the mechanics, electronics, as well as the artificial intelligence. So other teams base their robots, especially new teams, on those, for example, publications. But still, all teams develop their own robots. So the game is still halted due to the, I think, challenge flag. So while it's still halted, let's recall some of the fouls John Licht made, because we have some time. At least they interfered with ball placement, it seems. That's the only foul I can see. And Robertson, among their fouls, was too close to opponent's defense area. So there are, of course, in the rules, there are fouls. It's usually very close to soccer rules. However, we have, for example, a maximum ball speed, and you are not allowed to kick the ball faster than speed to avoid like long shots from one defense area to the other. We have other fouls like crashes, and yeah, for example, interfering ball placement. So also, if the ball leaves the field, then there's an AI referee running in the background, deciding where to place the ball or where to take the ball back into play. And the robot having the advantage, or the team having the advantage, has to place the ball first at that point. That's the ball placement. And while the team is trying to place the ball, the other team, of course, has to stay away, so to not interfere with the ball placement. And well, John Licht has to practice harder to do that, because they obviously got a yellow card because of not doing so. Being able to place the ball is also very important, because, for example, if John Licht kicks the ball out of the touch lines, then it would be a throw-in, of course, for Robertson, because John Licht kicked it out. However, if Robertson isn't able to place the ball in 30 seconds, then John Licht gets a call and can try to place it. And if John Licht manages, they get to the throw-in. So it's very important to be able to place the ball, because otherwise you will lose throw-ins, corner kicks, and goal kicks. So now referees seem to have gathered around the game controller operator table. So they are doing a regular soccer match here, or SSL match. There are 4 official roles. There is the referee and the assistant referee, because the playing field is just huge, so they need 2 referees to see everything. There is the game controller operator, who is responsible for typing in the decisions and commands from the human referees into the system, so the robots and AIs know about those decisions. And then we have the vision expert, who permanently watches the stream from the cameras and checks if all robots are permanently detected by the vision. Because otherwise, if a robot is not detected, because, for example, a spot is too dark on the playing field and the colors are not correctly detected, then the robot doesn't exist for all other robots. So they might crash into it. Yeah, these are the 4 official roles. And it seems to be a bit... I think there's movement among the referees, so maybe the decision has concluded. Yes, the decision, well, the challenge flag has been discussed about, but I don't know the outcome of that. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened, so I can't tell you, but maybe I will find out later, so I can tell you then. So, however, the game continues now with a try by Junlicht to break the defense of Robosin and maybe score a goal, but the ball's already in the half of Junlicht again. So not that successful, that attack attempt. And I think, no, all Robosin robots still move. I thought that a robot didn't move. So now a second yellow card for Robosin. They're only allowed to have now 9 robots on the playing field because they were too close to the defense area. I already told you that. They had a crash with a Junlicht bot and another crash with Junlicht bot. So they should avoid crashes. Now with 2 yellow cards, Robosin should be very careful because if they should get another yellow card while 2 yellow cards are still active, then this new yellow card will instead be promoted to a red card, which is a permanent yellow card. Yellow cards only last 2 minutes, so after 2 minutes the teams are allowed to take the robot back on the playing field, so getting a permanent yellow card is really bad. And now an attack by Robosin on the goal, defended by Junlicht, but the ball is still in play. Junlicht trying the hardest to get it away from the goal, and they succeeded, I think. So they are now starting a counter-attack, which didn't go well. So once again an attack by Robosin. And a dangerous one, it's still in front of the goal, so no second ball, now it's a third ball. And now it's at the goalkeeper who strategically lets the ball pass its goal defense area. So, well, it wasn't as strategic because it seems as if the Junlicht bots last touched it. But anyways, it seems as if it's a goal kick then for Robosin. Of course, it's a goal kick if the opponent kicks if the opponent kicks the ball past the goal line, and it's a corner kick if the team itself passes the ball past its goal line. And now a timeout by Junlicht. So each team has up to 5 minutes of timeout, and they can for their regular gameplay or regular game time, and they can divide that timeout into up to 4 slots. So this is the first timeout slot for Junlicht in this game. They can take as long as they want, but of course every second they use up, they don't have for the remaining 3 slots. During a timeout, both teams are allowed to touch their software, so their artificial intelligence, and also their hardware. In normal gameplay, so when the game is running, no team member is allowed to touch anything. They aren't allowed to just go on the playing field and do something, and they are also not allowed to touch their computer running the artificial intelligence. So timeouts are sometimes the only way to fix some important issues with the AI. Now the timeout was finished, so the game will continue soon, and this is there's about 1 minute, or about more than 1 minute left of regular game play for the first half. The game consists of 2 halves of 5 minutes each, and in between those halves there is a 5-minute halftime break. By the way, Junlicht now back with 11 robots, and maybe let's count to 6, 8, 10. Yes, they already have 11 robots on the playing fields because their yellow card expired. Robosin has to wait around maybe 30 seconds or so until their yellow card will expire as well. Their first yellow card, they still have 2 yellow cards. Robosin has 2 yellow cards, not Junlicht has no yellow cards, so they have 11 robots, and Robosin has 2 yellow cards, and they have to wait around 30 seconds for the first yellow card to expire. I hope it didn't say it otherwise, but that's the truth. Now the game continues with a corner kick by Julikt. And that's a throw in for Robertson. If they manage to succeed the ball placement, but both teams, at least until now, both teams succeeded in placing all balls, I think. So not a single missed ball placement here. And this is also not a missed ball placement because Robertson got the throw in. Unfortunately, the ball landed, fortunately for them, the ball landed at... No, it's once again a ball placement. Now I'm getting confused. So ball placement now for Julikt. Oh, and Robertson got another 2 fouls due to crashes. So they got their third yellow card. Oh, well, they got their third yellow card, but as I already told you, they still have 2 yellow cards active. So the yellow card was being promoted to a red card. So they now have a red card and 2 yellow cards. And a total number of 8 robots on the field. And once again, there's once again a wheel, and I know that from yesterday, this is definitely Robertson's wheel, because they lost wheels. Yesterday, I think they lost 2 of the wheels, so this seems to be kind of a problem with their robots, I think. Oh. Or is it a Julikt wheel? I don't think so. Julikt has metallic wheels and Robertson, I think, plastic wheels, and it was a plastic wheel, so it's definitely Robertson's wheel. So they get another foul for that. And should be, yes, they got the foul and are now at a total foul counter of 10. I don't know if I told you, but every 3 fouls, a yellow card. So now I think they are with 7 robots. No, they already put in another 8th robot into play. So it's still 8 robots, and their yellow card will expire soon. One of their yellow cards. So they will be back at 9 robots very soon. And I believe that Robertson improved their ball placements compared to yesterday. Because I think yesterday they had much more problems with their ball placement. Especially throw-ins and corner kicks and the like. So no ball placements in the center, free kicks. But I think they had a lot of problems with throw-ins. And they don't seem to have these today. So maybe an all-nighter for Robertson. And a ball placement, I think the first unsuccessful ball placement of the day. Julikt is struggling. Game is stopped. No, yet. Yes, very close. It was very, very close for Julikt, but they did miss it. Oh, and that was a bit dangerous for Robertson. The ball got past the defenders, but not in the right direction, and it was touched one robot, so it was reflected a bit. And once again, kind of a strange problem here with Julikt bots. They're once again struggling with the ball placement. Now the second time, I think. No. It's very strange, because it only seems to affect the area back there. But people are not complaining about bad vision, but they're complaining, it seems, about the robot. So they are now having a robot substitution and replacing that robot. And they're already trying to place a robot back into game. They are allowed to do that as long as the robot is far away from the ball. So then they can place a new robot in the middle of the game. Middle line. And another try by Julikt, currently dominating the game. So kind of a change to the first minutes of the game. And by the way, it's only 10 seconds left for the first half, so maybe after this throw-in, we will see the last movements of the first half. Maybe even a goal. Oh, great pass by John Lick there, trying to get closer to the goal of Robosin. However, Robosin's robots are really standing in the way there. Duel struggling to get past that robots from Robosin, and that's definitely the wrong. It's definitely the wrong direction. It's a ball placement, but I think the game will be finished. The first half will be finished. I don't think that the ball placement will. Yes. Yes. Now this is the end of the first half. Both teams very impressive play so far. The first 3 minutes were dominated by Robosin, I'd say, with very good opportunities on the goal of John Licht. The last minute was a bit more dominated by John Licht, so both teams quite equal and are quite on the same level here, which is, as I already told you, very impressive because Robosin's first tournament was just to 2021, so huge improvements, huge improvements. Also, fourth place 2024, now playing in the semifinals against the reigning vice world champion and standing their place and actually having very great goal shots. So let's see. Now the teams are trying to replacing the batteries. It seems both teams are replacing the batteries. Most teams, I think, use lithium polymer batteries. So two of them most of the times. For the nerds out there, I think so around 4 cells, 50 volt. So the interior of the robots is very complex. Maybe you can see a bit on the screen, but there's a lot of electronic circuit boards in there, a lot of mechanics and everything, sensible electronics. So it's really impressive that their robots are holding their place there and they're not getting damaged at all. So 1 minute left for halftime. Oh, sicher? Nee.
Ja, machen Sie gleich.
Also, it seems as if they want to switch sides. Yes, they do switch sides. Yes, probably. Well, that definitely seems like they want to switch sides. So, Robertson now playing from the opposite side, and well, Chunlik, of course, also playing from their opposite side. So, both teams switching sides. We just talked about that. Robertson, as I already said, is very impressive. Independent on how this game will end. It's I think, most improved, in my opinion, most improved team in SSL Division A. I didn't see any games of SSL Division B, so I can't tell there if there's a team which improved even more. But at least for SSL Division A, definitely the most improved team. And if they win that, and they are the underdog in this game when it comes to the guessing game, which is also running at the moment. Most of the people there guessed for a win by Chunlik. So if they win, they are in the finals of the RoboCup and at least second place. So now the game continued and immediately got a power placement here for Robertson. And because of a failed kickoff, it seems. So another kickoff and an attack on the goal by Robertson, but a missed attack with a counter attack opportunity by Chunlik, but Chunlik kicked the ball past the goal line of Robertson, so Robertson now gets a goal kick. Corner. Genau, die haben getauscht. Okay, dingle dingle. Chunlik also has a yellow card. I think they got that really like in the last 1 or 2 seconds of the first half. They got a yellow card. So both teams once again with 1 yellow card each. However, Robertson with also with a red card. So Robertson with a maximum allowed number of 9 robots. Chunlik on the opposite with 10. So still a power play against Robertson. Oh, and a very dangerous situation in the front of Robertson goal. Yes, the goalkeeper managed to evade that attack, but the ball's still in the defense or close to the defense area of Robertson. Now the Robertson robots managed to kick it out of the touchline and are allowed to place it because obviously Chunlik kicked it out, but still dangerous situation in front of the goal. Oh, that was a goal shot, but it barely missed the goal. Lucky for Robertson here. But much more dangerous than most of the Robertson team members like it to be right now. Oh, and some spinning of the Robertson robots. I think they're really struggling with balls so close to the goal. This is usually a very difficult spot to pick up a ball. And it seems as if Robertson isn't able to do so. So ball place now the ball placement goes to Chunlik. And now it is a small hold because the controls both teams have a robot handler that is a dedicated person, and this is the only person allowed to interact with the referees, and that person has a controller where they can issue commands like robot substitution or raise challenge flag or timeout. And they forgot to switch those remotes after switching sides. So, luckily they found it out now, because otherwise Robosyn accidentally would have issued commands for Junlicht and vice versa. So it seems as if the game will continue soon. If Junlicht, of course, manages to place the ball. And I think there's still some problems with the switching sides thing. At least they're discussing about team colors right now. Robosyn's now with 2 yellow cards once again, I see, because they have crash, and ball placement interference. So they really have a lot of crashes here. They already got, once again, a second active yellow card. So with their red card, they are down to 8 robots maximum. With Junlicht still being on their 1 active yellow card, so 10 robots. But maybe the yellow card doesn't count, I don't know. The interference, ball placement interference, I think they're discussing about that. Maybe that's an effect from switching sides. Yes, the yellow card was removed, back at 14 goal fouls in total. So the ball placement interference has been removed. Lucky for Robosyn, I guess, because now they're allowed to have 9 robots once again, so I think there are still problems with the setup. Okay, now the ball is placed by the human referee. Of course, the human referee is always able to override the decisions of the artificial referee. But most of the time the artificial referee is correct, and some decisions like ball too fast are nearly impossible for human referees to decide exactly. So the maximum ball speed is 6.5 meters per second, and it's very difficult to decide on that if it's 6.5 or 6.3 or 6.7. So the game continues now with the ball placement by Robosyn. The ball chasing, the robot chasing the ball, and Robosyn now also struggling. Now they're getting in their bad habits from yesterday. That was why they didn't manage to place many balls, because of that excessive dribbling against the boundaries, wooden boundaries of the field. Yes, they failed at placing the ball, so now Junlicht gets to place the ball. Also, I think they had a bit of some problems with the ball control here, but they still managed to place the probably, I don't know what it was, but they still managed to do so. So now a timeout for Junlicht. The timeout counter for them was around at 4 minutes, because they already took a timeout in the first half of the game. So this is their second timeout. They would still have 2 more timeouts after this, unless they are using up their entire 4 minutes, but I don't think so. So I don't see any suspicious movement, which indicates what their problem is, why they are taking the timeout. So I have to guess that they're maybe trying something with the software. At least no one from Junlicht is on the playing field right now. Junlicht with 9 robots. Yes, and that's also the maximum number of robots they are allowed, because they have a second yellow card. Now they have a, Junlicht has a second yellow card, and Robosyn has a second yellow card now. Both cards very fresh, so like 2 or 3 seconds ago when they were issued. Robosyn because of crash, and Junlicht because of crash, I think either. Also. So very, yeah. many crashes here. And the game is halted once again because of discussions. I don't know them. I don't know about them, but there are really a lot of people here in the venue, like standing in 3 rows next to the field, the Division A field. Of course, in this venue there are many other leagues, and there are also games running in those leagues, human leagues with walking robots. But of course, no league is as fast as our league and as interesting, so the people standing in front of our field are, of course, enjoying the most. So another attack, I think, by Junlicht, very close to the goal here. But Robosin managed to press them into across the goal line. So maybe a goal kick or corner kick, I don't know which team member kicked the ball out. And I don't see it. I think it's a goal kick from the placement of one of the robots. Yes, Junlicht, he definitely seems to struggle with ball control. They're very unsteady and always kicking the ball a bit away from them, and then they have to re-catch it. So it doesn't seem as if they have the perfect control over that ball. And a robot substitution by Robosin. That's, I think, one of the main issues they have, which could greatly improve their game. Of course, robot substitutions or, like, let's say, unsteady hardware. This is the, I think, minor problem of the two. And the other one is there are many fouls. Oh, and a dangerous situation. Oh, and I think that may be a goal. A very dangerous situation, position for that Junlicht robot, and it was an open. The defense was open, and the robot could just kick without passing to anyone else, just kick on the goal. I think that was a goal. Yes, that was a goal for Junlicht. The audience is silent. But let's see, there are still 3.5 minutes left of gameplay. Robosin can definitely change that score to a 1-1. Let's see if they're capable of doing so. Robosin with the kickoff. Yeah. Okay, that could have been a goal, but Junlicht is definitely not making it that easy. So I think yeah, ball placement for Junlicht, a goal kick. And once again, problems by Junlicht placing that ball. So recognize ball clicks because they are 1 meter away from the corner, so you see them, clearly see them when they're goal kicks. And this was a ball player, also a not a throw in, it's not cross the goal line. Game actually continued with a shot close to the Junlicht goal, so Robosin are trying to get that goal back. They lost. And a robot crash, I think. So the audience in the live stream is still cheering for Robosin here. Maybe they have to cheer even harder so that Robosin can hear it across the streaming PC. And throw in for Robosin. A weak sort of throw in. Right into the hands of a Junlicht bot. Quite unfortunate. Let's see if Robosin manages to fix that mistake by getting the ball back from the Robosin balls. Unfortunately for them, Chunlik now back with the ball control. Not letting those Robosin robots get the ball. And a crash again, so another yellow card for Robosin. Once again, due to 3 crashes. So I think like 60 or 70% of their fouls are crashes. They have 18 fouls now in total. So they're already on the 6th yellow card, with 2 yellow cards currently being active, while Chunlik is only at 11 fouls. But still, a 12th foul for Chunlik will also mean another yellow card for them. So Robosin with 2 yellow and 1 red card, and 8 robots in total. Chunlik with 1 yellow card and 10 robots in total. And oh, that was dangerous. But once again, Chunlik is not making it that easy. But Robosin still trying. Game currently in the half of Robosin. And a throw in for Robosin. If they manage to place the ball, of course. But it seems quite promising. And roughly 2 minutes left to play in the second half of this match. Currently, Chunlik in the lead, but Robosin might change that. Still some duels in the area, in the half of Chunlik, and Robosin managed to get the ball. Now they lost it. Chunlik interfered. And they now I think they're starting a counter-attack now. A slow counter-attack and a counter-attack without a pass receiver, but a counter-attack. And now the ball is out, so a goal kick for Robosin. No, obviously a corner kick for Chunlik, so it seems as if Robosin kicked the ball out. And 1.5 minutes left. So Chunlik now back with 11 robots. Robosin also back with 9 robots. So only Robosin has 1 active yellow card. And a goal kick. And this ball is still... yes. A goal kick by Chunlik at the goal of Robosin. So Robosin's not safe. Definitely not safe here. They definitely need to keep that goal shut, while still trying to shoot a goal. So in another a timeout by Robosin. I think the first timeout. Yes, the counter is already still at 5 minutes, so it's their first timeout. And they're placing a robot back on the playing field. Maybe you see that in the stream. Yes, the C, the robots are forming for Robosin, and the C, the robots are forming for Chunlik. So the initials, of course, Tigers does the same. They are forming a T. Air Force would do the same, but Air Force most of the time is 6 robots, so it's difficult to form an E with Air Force. I don't think Robo Dragons does that. So from all the 5 teams that competed in this tournament, Robosin, Chunlik, and Tigers are the only ones doing that signature move, that initial thing. Yes, now that we are talking about like Robo Dragons and Air Force, I want to give you a quick review of yesterday of the last game, so the first knockout game of the tournament. Unfortunately for Air Force, they lost their game in a dramatic penalty shootout against Robo Dragons, so they were the first ones to be kicked out. Air Force from Germany. So Robo Dragons, fortunately for them, of course, because they didn't get kicked out in that game, Robo Dragons advanced to the last game of yesterday, where they fought against Robosin. And Robosin won that game, obviously, because Robosin's now playing, and they won it 3-0 against Robo Dragons. So Robo Dragons then was their second team to leave the tournament. Now only Robosin, Jinlicht, and Tigers remain. And the winner of this game will play in the final match of this tournament at... Was der Fuck ist hier passiert? Achso, das sind die Abgabezeiten. Das ist bis wann du da The final match, the winner of this game will advance to the finals at 12:30. And a danger situation once again by Robosin, but greatly defended by the goalkeeper here. And cleared to the sidelines. Unfortunately, that is a corner kick for Jinlicht, so there's still a dangerous situation here. Great position to continue the game for Jinlicht, but greatly defended by Robosin. Let's see if they can keep that goal shut. And for it seems as if the dominance in the game has moved. And another situation, but too slow for a Robosin keeper. Of course, but the keeper didn't manage to kick the ball out of his defense area. So that's a foul and a second yellow card for Robosin. And by the way, it seems as if Jinlicht also has a yellow card once again. So yes, let's see if Robosin still manages. That's a very dangerous. But Robosin doesn't shoot the ball away. They need to get that ball away from the defense area. Otherwise, I don't think that they can keep that goal shut for any longer. So 40 seconds left, and the ball game currently clearly dominated by Jinlicht. So Robosin has definitely to try to do something about that. Maybe it was one of the timeouts from Jinlicht which changed that much. Made their robots more aggressive. But nonetheless, great game so far by both teams. And once again, parts on the playing field. So to get back to the goalkeeper not kicking the ball out of its defense area, the goalkeeper needs to kick the ball out of its defense area in a certain amount of time. I think it's 5 seconds also, because no other robot is allowed to touch the ball inside the opponent's defense area. So the opponent's robots are allowed to. I don't know, some robots are allowed to drive in there, but they're not allowed to touch the ball. Only the goalkeeper may touch the ball there. So that's why the goalkeeper also has to kick the ball out of it again, because no other would be able to do so. So another attempt by by Jinlicht. And I think that is definitely a goal kick for Robosin. Now maybe they get the chance to get that ball away from their defense area. Now the game continues. Still a half of a minute remaining. It's 9 robots against 10. And Jinlicht once again interfered with a pass and got the ball. Now trying another time at the goal. But there is this ball. I think the ball is still in play. Oh, and that. Oh, that was. I think the goalkeeper would have. I think the goalkeeper would have got that ball, but it was still very dangerous. The goal hit the outer sides of the goal. So. Very close, and Jinlicht actually got a second yellow card now, so they also only have 9 robots now. So yeah, now that we're talking about yellow cards, maybe it is also the number of yellow cards and the red card from Sin, which makes a difference. They're permanently at a maximum of 9 robots, while Jinlicht usually has at least 10 robots. So, of course, they are always in a power play against them. So game is halted and 6 seconds left. let's hope that we can see another movement by Robosin or maybe by Junlicht. So if of course Robosin manages to shoot a goal in this 6 seconds until the next break of the game, then the game will go into overtime. Of course, the fans here are cheering for Robosin to shoot another goal. 6 seconds. This can definitely be enough. And the ball is it's ball placement. Okay. I don't know why, but it's ball placement. Double touch. It was a double touch. So double touch means that after bringing the ball into play, the robot that brought the ball into play, for example, the robot doing the throw-in, must not touch the ball a second time. It must immediately play the ball to another robot or pass it. Otherwise, if the robot touches the ball twice, then it is invalid. I don't know if it's a foul. I don't think it's a foul, but it is at least invalid. Okay, and I think that's it. Ball is out once again. Counter was at 3 seconds overtime. So yes, the game is over. Very, very great game by both teams. Definitely by both teams. Unfortunately for Robosin, despite the huge crowd cheering for Robosin, both in the live stream as well as here at the, in Salvador, they unfortunately lost this game 1-0. But still a very great third place for them here at RoboCup Brazil. Now Junlicht will advance to the finals, which will be played at 12:30 local time between Tigers Mannheim and Junlicht. So until then, see you later. Bye bye.